Friend, I am finally happy to bring you another fashion video, and this is the autumn edition. I was waiting and actually planned to film a video maybe mid-August, but didn't have the opportunity, or if I had the opportunity, I obviously missed it. And I decided to wait and film a dedicated video to my must-have autumn wardrobe picks. Starting off with what you see here. These jeans are not new. I featured them in my denim video that you could check out here on the card above. And these are from AG jeans. These are the Hattie. I like to cuff them on the bottom because they're a little long on me. Barrel legged, on the wider barrel leg side in terms of the silhouette. These are a size 26, and yes, they stretch so much that I actually have to now wear a belt with them, which isn't a problem. I don't mind at all, because if I don't, they will definitely drop for sure. And I want them to sit higher on my waist. And underneath, I have my charcoal gray tank from Joa Brown, which I've had for a few years now. And this sweater is inspired by the Howdy worn by Tomioka Giyu from Demon Slayer. And if you've recently seen the movie Infinity Castle, you know he had an iconic moment. But I had this sweater before because just from a design standpoint, the color arrangement and also the composition, there's something just so uniquely retro about it. When you combine mustards and maroons, and then you have the greens in here, like the more Crayola green paired with like a deeper khaki olive, it is like the perfect autumn harvest color palette. And every time I wear this sweater, is either they know where it's from or they just love the sweater design and the color arrangement. And this is cropped. It's from Steady Hands. I don't know if they have this sweater anymore, but I'll make sure to link their website down below so you can check it out. They have the longer version, which sits way below the hip. So if you wanted a more oversized cardigan look, you can definitely pick that style. But I particularly love Giyu's design on the crop silhouette. I just think it works out perfectly. On the feet, we of course have what's called the craft clog from Crocs. They have a canvas upper and there are no holes. Although you have like the holes here, they're covered in this beige, like light beige color, super lightweight. And I love how they look with the Hattie jeans. Everything works well together, and I particularly like the style because Crocs can be super casual looking, but if you want a slightly upscale look with the Croc clog, not sacrificing comfort, of course, I think these are a great way to go. I also have them in the pink. Although this might not be a neutral like you saw in the light beige, and it might not go well with this cardigan color, but if I were to throw on black on top, it will go well. This warmer pink, surprisingly, is more versatile than one might assume or think. And also just a fun color to throw on if you don't want to go regular neutral, like if you don't want to stick with the taupes and the browns and what have you in the color category for Crocs. I think these are a fantastic way to go. And this specific style also comes in a dark military green as well as a deep rich charcoal. I haven't bought those yet, but I can understand the appeal behind those shades because yes, they are more wearable than the warmer pink shade, but I think they're fun. And of course, we have my San Diego hat company. I think it's El Campo, the 4-inch brim in black. Let me tell you, the amount of compliments I get when I wear this hat, enormous amount, is one of those accessories that have just completely changed my wardrobe in a fantastic way, where I don't have to grab the latest and the greatest thing or even the designer. As you know, I love to buy luxury beauty, but in wardrobe, sometimes it's about finding the piece that just matches your vibe and your aura. And something about this hat manages to amplify that times 1,000 when I put it on, and with anything. So even though if I have it with this cardigan and I'm still wearing denim, it still manages to bring the outfit together in a sophisticated way, but also in a unique way, where if I'm feeling super casual here, but I just wanted to uptick it a bit, I just throw on this hat. Which leads me into this next outfit. We have arrived to a slightly more upscale denim going out wardrobe choice with this Everlane shirt that I bought on sale. I think it was either June or July. It's an oversized boxy shirt, but the thing it does, it just puts everything together where I still feel comfortable but put together. And of course, the star of the show has to be the Bae Clog, but I gotta show you these up close. 1 second. This is the Bae Clog. As you see, it's a platform. I think it's like around 2 inches. But what stand out is, of course, the charms. I don't know which Crocs I saw, but all these gibbets on the Crocs, I said, okay, this is what I'm missing. This is what I'm missing. And I didn't know how to arrange them or like which ones to pick. By the way, that's how Crocs gets you, because yes, it's buy 13, get 13 free, but they're going to charge you the more expensive gibbets and give like the cheaper ones to you for free, which is fine. I knew what I was signing up for, but get ready to drop a pretty penny if you decide to get like these fancier ones, which to be frank, is what dazzles up the Croc, okay? And if you're wondering, well, how do I figure out this arrangement? Well, it really is just a matter of buying random shiny gibbets, putting them all on the Croc, looking at what you got, and then rearrange from there. That's how I think it's truly done, and how people come up with these really cool compositions on their Crocs. But let me tell you, with this hat, how many compliments I get when I wear these Crocs. A lot. And I was bummed because at the time, they sold out of like the light cocoa color and they had the taupe. Last time I checked, the taupe was on sale. I'll make sure to leave the link down below. But if these happen to still be available and on sale, you gotta get it. A thing about the size though, that the Bae Clog I think runs a little smaller than the standard Croc style. And I say that because this is a true size 6, but it took a couple of wears to actually have my foot molded, because at the beginning, my heel was hitting the very edge of the shoe. But if I purchased or ordered a 7, I would have been swimming in these. So if you're a true 6 like me, still get the 6 and maybe wear them with socks a few times, or just kind of withstand that slightly short feeling, but eventually it will feel a lot better the more you wear them, because this is a higher platform, so it's not as stable, and I don't think it'll be wise to buy a larger size because there'll just be too much room to go back and forth through, and I don't think that'll make for a comfortable experience with this particular style. But I've been wearing the heck out of these. Of course, Bae makes fun of them because they are a little obnoxious. I know, but I don't care. I don't know what it is. They add something. I can't put it into words. I just know when I wear these suckers, sparks fly. Especially when I'm wearing one of these jeans. We got new Pistola jeans. These are the Lottie high-waisted, wide-legged jeans. And if these look familiar, well, there are the darker wash version of the light wash jeans that I bought. Oh, I can't even remember. I think I might have purchased these in July. Now, here's the thing. I tried these on in Nordstrom because shout out to Jen for letting me know they were on sale. And I'm happy that I saved these on my Nordstrom wish list. And I saw that on the app they were on sale. So I wanted to visit in store though, because these are a 27 and they fit me well. But I find with this wash, which just to come up close, you could get a better idea of the color. This is a slightly heavier denim, and these are a 26. Now, if you have a similar body type to me, you know the challenges of having an exaggerated waist to hip ratio, which is why I usually go for high-waisted styles, because I like the top to be more cinched and have more room around the hip. With this style, this denim is lighter and it doesn't feel as heavy as the darker wash. And why I could get away with the 27, because with the 27 you get a little more length down the leg versus with what you see the lighter wash. Sorry about them being so wrinkled, they were folded up in my closet. There's more hang around the shoe and there's just a lot more movement in the pant. And Sammy, one of the associates at Nordstrom that sold me the Lottie dark wash jeans, was explaining that, and got makeup here, you know what happens when you film beauty YouTube and you wear denim sometimes, that the 27 might have a little too much space around the crotch and it could gather. Although these are not too bad, but I recognize, however, the 27 might not work out as well in the darker wash because, as I had mentioned, it's a heavier fabric. And I think it will pull down more if it was in the 26, whereas this fabric is lighter, so it stays on my waist better. And that's a concern because this does not have any belt loops. It has the darts here, which makes for nice form fitting around the waist, but you have to make sure you get the sizing right, because if the pants start to slide down, you will have to either get another size or get them tailored if they don't have that size available anymore. But I don't mind, again, this wash being in the 27 because there's a lot more flow to the pant, which I love. And I don't mind the charcoal ones having a bit more structure. But the whole point is, how rad they look with the Bae Clog. I mean, again, this is like my 90s teen, preteen dream in wearing a wide-legged jean with my platform clogs. And I absolutely adore the charcoal as well. Again, they don't hang as low as the Lottie, but that might be a good thing because they're not going to touch the ground like the Lotties could. So that might be a deciding factor for you if you're around my size. I weigh 135, I'm 5'5". These are a 26 and they're, yes, a little more snug around the waist, but not so snug that I feel suffocated. But you know, on a bad bloated day could present a problem, but for now has been fine. I just adore the silhouette. Like the width of the pant is perfect because you see that there's a natural curve to it. It's like a barrel wide leg hybrid without appearing too clownish, because I have the exaggerated Charlie barrel leg from Rag & Bone. I show those in my another fashion video if you want to check out, and all those are timestamped. So you could just hop over to the specific one that says Rag & Bone Charlie jean and you can see those in action. But there's something about these, I think because they have more movement and they're not as stiff. Listen, if Pistola decides to release these in another wash, I'm in trouble. And of course, we cannot have the autumn wardrobe without a designated flannel. This is a custom distressed acid wash job from Aliens of Brooklyn. Listen, this color is, I have a bunch, okay? I have like 20 of these flannels, but by far one of my most favorite colorways, with the gold color bleaching and just the deep burgundy base of the plaid pattern with the dark charcoal jean. Are you kidding me? And we can't forget the beanie. Although I have not worn beanies often because September has given us some 80-degree days and even the mornings. There was one morning, however, it was a crispy 50 and I was rejoicing. I wore my beanie, I wore a sweater, I was frolicking with delight, and then all of a sudden next day it was like, nope, you're not going to have this until who knows, late October, November 1st? I don't know. But I cannot wait until I wear my beanie again. And this is specifically from my favorite coffee shop, my favorite local coffee shop over under is my go-to. This is a more casual take on autumn wardrobe. But I understand if you're like, well, Alicia, if we're like hovering around 50, high 40s, you're not going to keep wearing those Bae Clogs, are you? Coming in with my beloved Dr. Marten boots. I bought these last year, and we're going to get to the corduroys, don't you worry. I bought these last year because I love the pebbled burgundy leather look, and they're lined with like a faux dark charcoal fur. But can we talk about what I'm wearing on my legs right now? I could not help but buy these full price. I like to wait until items go on sale, for sure. But I grew impatient and a little afraid because I would have been devastated if these sold out. We are looking at, let me get the name specifically, hold on. The Citizens of Humanity Marcel Low-Rise Barrel Corduroy Cargo Pants in Manuka. These are a size 27, and I had to get a 27 because the behind already felt a little snug, and I didn't want to sacrifice the size of the pant leg in order to get a more snug fit because it is baggy here around the front pelvic area. And although these say low rise, I have to pull these up higher because I'm afraid if I bought a 26, I would have lost a little bit of the barrel shape and it would have looked too tight around the tush and it would have came in like this, which I'm not looking for. I want a straighter fall from tush to thigh. I don't want that curve to be noticeable whatsoever. So that's why I picked the 27. And yes, I might have sacrificed a bit of a better fit, but that's totally okay with me. But just feel can you feel the corduroy through the screen? This color is perfect. Manuka is the best name for this color corduroy, and all made in the USA. So I'm like, oh, that's why they're like $258. The pockets are more towards the front, which not typically my favorite. I like them to be on my actual hip side, but I forgive it because I adore the pant overall. You have the side cargo pockets that are super flat to the thigh. You just have this flap that you have to slide into. There are no clasp or buttons. And then you have the back pockets here on the bum. And yes, can you even? I absolutely love these pants. These have been the MVP pick for August. And I know I took a hit with that price. $258 is a lot for pants. But these, I've been wearing the heck out of them. And did you see it with the plaid? Hold on, put on the flannel again. And I have a lot of flannels that will go viciously well with these cords, okay? And I have my old Lululemon cords too that I will wear for the season for sure. They're more straightforward where they're drawstring and they're a darker color. I could wear those as well and try them on. But for now, we are in a bit of a transition period. So I think it's totally fine to throw on the Birks. But because I have the black strap with the burnished gold detailing on the buckle, I think it finds its way into autumn immediately. It fits well. It's not too off season, right? Because you're going to have, well, this is how I operate. I run pretty hot, especially when I get walking. So I don't necessarily have to be completely covered head to toe. If it is chilly, it's either or. I'm either wearing a boot and not wearing a beanie, or I'm wearing the beanie and maybe wearing a sandal with the flannel. And I can't help it. I love this look, right? Cords with the Birks. Perfect. Now here are the Lululemon cords. Here's the difference. The Citizens of Humanity material, the corduroy material, is 98% cotton and 2% elastane. I couldn't find the tag for the Lululemon, but I suspect that this cord could be more of a polyester blend because these are much cheaper than the Citizens of Humanity. But just so you can see, I can slip on the light beige crafted clog, and it's giving cream and chocolate. These are fantastic. I haven't seen Lululemon release a corduroy like this, and they're great because they're drawstring, so the sizing is not as stressful, meaning you could probably go between sizes. I equate this to like if you're buying a skin tint from makeup, where the shades are more flexible in terms of the matching, and the sizes now, if you have a drawstring, there's more room for error in that respect. But these are a constant favorite. I haven't given these away. I haven't decluttered them. And I bought this little crop shirt from Athleta. It was on sale and I thought it was cute. We have to button it up because we gotta say profesh. But let me make some changes, some brief changes. I had to bring back my beloved Lululemon Utlilitech cargo pant. These released a few years ago. I wore them in my fashion videos from 2024. They haven't released anything like them yet, and I have like 10 pairs in different neutrals, khakis, light grays. I have like 3 different browns because this pant has easily made its way into it being one of my most favorite barrel silhouette pant that I've ever owned, and I still wear them. They're in a size 26. And yes, they have an elastic waist, so it makes it super easy to just, again, flexible sizing, because the problem, as I mentioned when talking about the Pistola Lottie jean, that could get a little baggy around the front pelvic area. So if I want a slightly larger waist, I will then have to trade off the baggy look in front. So that's why 26 works incredibly well for my sizing. And I haven't seen Lululemon release a silhouette like this. Now, I haven't checked their site recently because they're always releasing new styles and such. Maybe I'll check after filming this video and find out if they are or they design something like the Utlilitech. But this is when the barrel leg revolution for me it started, because once I wore these, it was a wrap. Sign me up. But yes, this was supposed to be the Athleta shirt. I like how cropped it is. And it just kind of gives a little bit of like, just a little bit of biz cash. Not completely biz, right? But this is a nice alternative to a heavier shirt like you saw with the Everlane oversized boxy shirt in black, the sweater from Steady Hands. It's just a nice change of pace, a flannel, right? So if you just want to dress it up a touch more, the classic crispy shirt, but maybe in a crop, I think is a great way to go. And you don't have to necessarily wear these clogs. I also have my loafers. These are from Thursday Boot Company. And I do like the slightly chunkier look because they have styles that are chunkier than this. But the standard is pretty chunky to begin with. But I get that the chunky loafer, I think, came from Prada. Prada, if I'm not mistaken, because Gucci also is known for their loafers, but I think Prada is the one with the chunkier loafer sole. The thing is, those are Prada and they're quite expensive, but I get how the chunkier sole balances out the width of the barrel leg. Because I have small feet, I feel the loafers could get lost in how they look with the pant. And I just hate the Prada logo on this on the loafer. You know what I mean? I don't even want them because they're Prada. I just want those loafers because of that chunky sole. But I'm gonna have to look for an alternative because I don't know if I want to go that route. But I do like these because they're simple, they're straightforward, and they're classic, right? You can't go wrong with the shiny black penny loafer with the gold hardware. But nothing can beat my Bae Clog from Crocs. The winner is right here. Winner is right here. But another example of how I wear the Athleta shirt with my barrel leg from AG jeans, back on with the Bae Clog, and I just have a cap. I could wear my magician hat. I call it my magician hat. Whatever the case may be, This is my favorite part of the season. I'll make summer work, and you've seen how I made summer work. I have my summer wardrobe favorites video you could check out that have some crossover items. I've included some jeans, but of course I showcase the shorts and the short sleeve. I still have, by the way, if I were to award MVP to a single item of clothing, it has to be, without a doubt, this Athleta linen crop shirt. I consider this to be an AP, always pack, because from traveling the last few months, just experiencing different climates and whatnot, it gets challenging where you want to pack just in case items, but you don't want those just in case items to be heavy and bulky and just take up too much room in your bags. You want something that folds up small, that's easy, that's lightweight. And this is exactly the purpose of the shirt. I, again, run hot. I don't need to necessarily bring a full-on cardigan or sweater. I just need to cover up, just something to cover up with. And the sleeves are short, but they hang by the elbow area, so they have, again, that oversized look to the silhouette, especially if you're traveling somewhere like Florida, where it's just godly hot outside but freezing inside. This is what I have to take with me. This is what I have to take with me, because even if I keep it on outside, it's still lightweight and it adds something to the outfit, especially if I wear it in black. It is like the best. But now, transitioning into cooler weather, this is what I'm gravitating towards. The crop long sleeve shirts, the crop sweaters as you saw, the flannels, the oversized shirt. Still, of course, with the Crocs, my loafers and my Birks, slowly transitioning into my Doc Martens. You know, when it gets colder, I still have my Vans, my checkered Vans. I got 3 pairs. The black and white, like a light brown oak color, and the silver on white. That makes up my main shoe rotation for the season. And of course, if I insist on wearing these clogs, I will wear socks. But I don't think socks and gibbets go well together. I think they clash in terms of like the vibe of the outfit. In my opinion, the barefoot looks better with these types of clogs, and something like the craft clog that I showed earlier, I think will work better with a sock or even like a standard Croc. Even if you put gibbets on those Crocs, maybe not like the shiny fancy gibbets, but like the all rubber ones that don't have that shine and sparkle, some of the like more low-key finishes, I think are fun to also have. But that is it, family. Let me know what your go-to wardrobe picks are for the autumn season. I cannot wait to find out. I'm also building my wish list because if Citizens of Humanity releases anything else, or if I happen to bump into anything from Pistola, I still have my eye on that Mandy shirt. It hasn't gone down in price yet, and I could eat it like I did with the Citizens of Humanity corduroy pants, but whatever, it's fine. Still have it in the car, and they recently released like a darker color shirt in a mocha. That looks pretty. And I like to have these oversized shirts because it's a great way to dress up the outfit without looking too fancy, but you could totally go fancy if you want. I love trying to style in that gray area between casual and fancy. That's what I'm trying to master. And I think I have a little bit of a handle on that. Not completely, but I think I'm getting there. But having these shirts definitely bridges the gap, especially if I want to wear them with jeans like I have here, which, yes, going the darker wash route is going to immediately elevate the denim just a bit versus you wearing a lighter wash denim. And of course, sticking to the cargo pants, maybe like in a darker color. The corduroys are a lot of fun. Those have been my go-to picks. So yes, I will see you down in those comments, but make sure you like this video, especially if you enjoyed what you saw, because it immensely helps to tell the algorithm that I'm worth watching and that will maybe recommend more videos for you to watch along with other fashion enthusiasts like yourself. And consider subscribing, everyone, because more outfit videos are coming. I know this one came a little while, but I'll make sure to be more consistent. And you'll know when that video drops, especially when you click that notification bell. If you're a returning subscriber, thank you so much for spending the time. But if it's your first time watching, please stay, peruse some more. Maybe I'll see you in this video here. I'll definitely see you in the comments for this one. And on here again next time.